SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Alright, I did like I said I was gonna do. I actually thought about this, and like I said was a good idea last time, and I'm honestly not sure why I didn't just go ahead and do this last time. I'm gonna get rid of Arno Van Eyck, and then I'm gonna switch over to Coldamama d'Aqua. And yeah, that's gonna be the plan for right now. I'm also, I should say, let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to do this because the gig posters are neat, but I've seen a couple of them, and I'm not that set on seeing all of them. So we're going to go ahead and forget this bit. Just like that. There it goes. All set. And we're bringing in Coldamama d'Aqua. Now, the last two thoughts that I have got here, the suicide of Krasmazov and the Insulindian Miracle. Yes, the last two, and we're forgetting this one exists. That's on purpose. I do still want to do them, but I'm not going to do them right now. Because my plan is, I'm going to try and do a couple more side things here tonight. It's past 9 o'clock, so there's not going to be a lot of stuff that's still open to me at this point. But I think once I send Kim home for the evening, I'm actually going to ditch Wompty Dumpty Dum Center. Because I think it's done as much for me as it possibly can. That's probably not true, but it's close enough. It's done a lot for me, and I appreciate it, but it's also hurting my suggestion, and my suggestion's terrible as it is. I'm guessing that no matter what I try to do with suggestion, I'm going to fail, but I think once I send Kim home, I am going to try and ask Lillian out just to see how that goes. I'm guessing it will fail, but that's okay. That's all right. It's okay to fail. It's all right. Speaking of failure, I am not going to get rid of my art degree before speaking to what is going on here. Why is that green? Hold on, there's a green thing. Why is that green? This door is closed for today. Time to put the kids to sleep. I mean, that's only fair. I'm not going to get rid of my art degree. I will still go and try and do that red check for the rich guy, but I feel like abandoning one of the few things that I know about my pre-current life that I did, get an art degree in school or whatever, for the sake of some offhanded mission from a super rich guy seems... It doesn't sit well with me, so we're not going to do that. But at the moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wander around the boardwalk some more, and I'm going to see if I can find the friggin' place where I am supposed to see if there was a sniper. But I'm not going to make you watch that. We're just going to wander around, and I'm going to see if I find it, okay? Okay, cool. See you soon, I hope. Maybe I should go for full perception gear for this. I think that counts as full perception gear. All right. Oh, yeah. Also. There we go. Wait, doesn't that reduce my perception? Dumb, stupid. Now that I think on it, it's actually kind of weird that there isn't a pair of glasses that's supposed to increase my perception, huh? I guess, as a person who doesn't need to wear glasses, like corrective lenses, perhaps there's no way that a pair of glasses can possibly increase his perception. I guess that kind of makes sense. Anyway. That is the mural that my brain told me to take a better look at, but now is not the time. Because that seems like the way to advance the plot, and I'm really kind of worried that I'm getting to the point where I'm dabbling with the point of no return. With Joyce having left permanently, I'm nervous now, which is why we're suddenly doing side content exclusively. Sorry. What's this? A door, a building, a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? I mean, is this one of those situations where I need to walk away and come back? No? No thought orb to be had here? Just a random green orb? Just a random paranoia thing? Well, okay, what's this?
There's no way the perk isn't here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed.
Can I try to get in, though? Kim, you think she's in there? Point at the boarded up building. Nothing more to do here, then. Finish the thought. Let's start with thinking about me.
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable. But I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points.
Thanks, physical instrument. Continue.
And dangerous. Dangerous, too.
Dangerous without points? I mean, that does seem to be the case, yes, Inland Empire. Kim, you think she's in there? Point at the boarded up building.
The suspect?
God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
He inspects the bars. Okay, well then nothing more to do here then. Bam. Oh, hey, am I finished a thought? Let's see it.
The Jamrock Shuffle.
The Jamrock Shuffle. Look at that little guy, balancing on a skull.
In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Le Royaume, just beneath the streets. As children, you would all go underground, hoping to find treasure, and come back with a rat's tail or a used needle. That playful curiosity must still be in you. Who knows, maybe one day the Orbe de Montagne, the Holy Scepter, and the Cocaine Skull will all be yours.
The Cocaine Skull? Is that what this is right here? Maybe. Maybe. So it's a kind of a shared history thing. All the people who grew up around here grew up basically going down to play in an underground graveyard, looting it for treasures and not coming back with much. And therefore now all the police officers are like, hey, what's in there? Bonuses. Find better loot and lock containers. A little late for that, isn't it? I feel like there aren't that many locked containers left in the game, but thanks, I guess. I don't know if it's one I should get rid of. I'd been thinking if it wasn't something particularly useful, then I would get rid of it, but Are there, I mean, I guess I haven't been to the island. Maybe I'll get better loot at the island if I ever make it out there. I assume I have to, but, okay, cool, well, that's done. Let me keep looking for Boardwalk, though. Boardwalk sniper spot. That's what I'm doing. Honk, honk. Lighthouse. Look at that. There's a lighthouse out there. Can I actually... Oh, it's this. What was that? What was that noise just now? Something just crumbled. Or made a noise like it was crumbling, but nothing actually happened or is interactable. Mysterious. Also strange how my sound tends to sort of malfunction when I'm running around out here. I'm not sure why that is. I wonder if it's a problem with my sound card. Okay, yeah, I wandered basically everywhere I could think to wander, and I've got nothing. I still have nothing. I have no idea where I'm supposed to find that thing. There's a yellow dot over here. Hang on. That's obviously not it. That's completely unrelated, but what is that exactly? I'm guessing I'm seeing that because of my perception gear. Let's see what it is. A cluster of polychromatic flyers blow by in the breeze. Okay. Is that something I can have a thought about if I walk away and come back? It's so weird that this is a thing. In this particular instance, it's not a thing, though, so I guess that's fine. Great. It's not because I didn't go far enough away, right? I'm starting to learn how the mechanics work with noticing things in this game, and they're a little bit counterintuitive sometimes, you know that? It's fine, though. Anyway, I give up for now. I give up for now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do on that front, and hopefully I haven't missed it. Hopefully I haven't missed it. So, I'm going to start wrapping up a couple of the little things around the edges that I want to get to before I am done with this game, before we go on with the plot, because I'm thinking we're getting close to the point of no return. I hear that it's obvious when you get there, but in any case, give me a second here, all right? Oh, hey, a thing. What's this? Footfall within. Not human. What does that mean? Up there? The Phasmid, perhaps? No. You know it's but a dog, okay? But a dog, you say? I guess I'll take your word for it, brain. Huh. No thoughts if I come back in range of it, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. So, first of all, is in fact the bookstore still open? No, it's not. Okay, so talking to Annette and retrying that suggestion check is entirely out of the question. That's just as well. I wanted to take a shot at asking out Lillian before I got to that point, because if I wind up spending a point on suggestion, I'd rather refresh both of those things than just the one, you know? What are you still doing out? Honestly. Who wants to talk to you anyway? You're just waiting for more people to come back so you come by so you can be nasty at them? probably, I guess. At least the fruit's open. I want, hello, excuse me, hello, I want.
A colorful display.
Again, I'm
I
obliged to
want-
inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
I want a bottle of beer, see, because I'm actually going to bring it to the Doom Spiral, because he has one more story, but he needs alcohol for it, right? I hope he doesn't need the good stuff. I gave him the Commodore Red. I've given him the Pale Age Vodka. I'm hoping he doesn't need that. Technically, I have the money for it. I guess I could spend the money, but, like, I wonder if there's any point... Like, probably it just has something to do with if you actually drink it, right? Probably that. Okay. Then I'm just going to... Well, okay. I could technically... I'm thinking too hard. Hey, guess what? I'm thinking too hard. That never happens.
Here you go, mister.
Thanks. Okay, bye. Great. I have obtained an alcohol. It does me no good, so I ain't drinking it. I'll just bring it to that guy later on. What are you still doing here? Isn't there... Hang on. Do you have anything else to say now that...
Right to work.
No. He doesn't. And that's fine. I don't want to talk to him anyway. Where am I going? What are we doing? I got distracted. This is... Oh, yeah, no. I do need to go this way. Going this way. Yes. Okay. What kind of a check was this thing in here? I don't actually remember. Hello. Glad to see that you're still open all hours of the day.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
Conceptualization.
What can I do for you?
Okay. Conceptualization. Now, theoretically, that's something I'm pretty good at, but I just gotta wear the gear for it, right? Okay, so give me a second to do that thing. Been a little while since I had to pull out the old conceptualization gear. I still don't actually have that much conceptualization gear, huh? Total of 7, but I'm acting at a 5 because I have an art degree.
Gentlemen. What can I do for you?
I actually have a conceptualization of 9 even, but it's acting at a 7 because it's art degree useless. It's just a very difficult check. And if I succeed, I succeed. And if I fail, I fail. I'm just okay with it. I'm not giving up my principles in order to succeed at this. And even if I did, it probably wouldn't get me higher than a 50% chance anyway, right? Right. It's fine. Do it.
If business planning were really your strong suit, you probably wouldn't be a cop.
All right, fair enough, I suppose. Okay, so I've got this idea for a board game. You should invest in the RCM. And both of these are things that he's not going to go for, but I'm going to go with the board game.
Go on.
Brace yourself, it's very high concept. It's a twist on an already established working idea. Okay. Which one do we want to go with? A very high concept, except that I did not succeed at my conceptualization check, so probably that's not going to be the thing. Maybe start with something that's already established? Okay, I'm supposed to be coming up with some sort of a thing that's worth investing in for a guy like this, right? Okay. So do we want to just go big or go home? I mean, obviously I've already failed, so... Which is going to be more interesting? Probably the high concept one, right? Do it!
I'm ready.
It's a pen and paper game where people all over the world can play with each other using radios. I'm just plagiarizing the idea... The Wirral, I think it was. I'm just plagiarizing Wirral. I have a suspicion that mega rich light-bending guy will have heard of Wirral before, or he won't care. One or the other. Either way, fine, sure.
Hold on. Have we met before?
They actually approached him about this? I don't think so. Maybe? I wouldn't really know. Sure, I'm already embarrassing myself. Go with that one.
No. On second thought, it couldn't have been you.
Really? Continue.
Your idea reminds me of a group of young men who came to me a long time ago, calling themselves Fortress Accident.
That was it.
The name should have been a red flag.
I was trying to remember the name Fortress Accident. Yes, I was plagiarizing Fortress Accident idea. All right. Continue.
They pitched me and a handful of other investors on an idea for a role-playing game that would, in their words, change the world.
Uh-huh. And what happened?
Well, at first everything was rosy. The ideas were solid, but they were lacking in... How do I put it?
I could not say.
They lacked the will to get things done. As their financial situation became more desperate, their ideas devolved from realistic to absolute insanity.
That does seem to have been the case. Wait, does this mean that you actually were one of their investors? You actually went for it? Continue.
We lost all of our money. High archetypes never deliver. They are only good for peddling Welkins or whatever creeps they come up with.
Hey, nothing wrong with Welkins. Welkin peddling. Welkin mongering. It's fine. Continue.
I guess the inordinate amount of time they put into drawing mythical creatures did not generate a return on investment.
It's a shame, really, isn't it? Wait, where are they now? Did you try to salvage the project somehow? Let's start with the wait option.
Nobody knows for sure, but the place can't be pretty.
Did you try to salvage the project somehow?
Sadly, when we got there, it was too late. The concept had run out of steam. Only dust remained.
Well, what about Sona? She's still around. Well, whatever. Continue.
What I want to tell you is this. It's a very bad idea. Dead in the water. You seem like a reasonable man, but that is not a reasonable plan.
Thank you for the advice. Are you sure you don't want to give those little Welkins a second go? I gotta at least ask.
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, we should get back into our investigation. Thanks for your time.
It was a real pleasure. Sadly though, my current lifestyle prevents me from remaining more than a brief time in any one place. Perhaps we'll meet again, somewhere far away.
I don't remember you saying anything like this. Are you actually going to vanish then? Because you only were still around because I hadn't done the check yet. Continue.
Farewell, friend, and may your peace of mind guide you to happiness.
Awesome, thanks. Does that actually mean... Here, let me step outside. Let me step outside. If I go back in, is he gone?
The door seems to be locked. Conclusively.
Oh, I'm just not allowed in anymore. Okay, got it. Cool, fine, great. Well, what's this thought I just picked up? Bankruptcy sequence. Business loves silence, the second loudest sound in the world, eclipsed only by the collective screams of market crash victims. So let me whisper to you. Do you feel the veil of the sun god slipping? Are the better days gone? Are we entering bankruptcy? Is the company going to go down and leave you in the gutter with the rest of the dredges delivering parcels for soup money? You need to crisis manage your way out of this. Temporary research bonus, -1 empathy, layoff season. 5 hours and 15 minutes. I see. Okay. I feel like that may be a slight overreaction to the fact that he didn't go for your blatant theft of somebody else's idea, but hey, why not? Why not? We'll see if I get the skill points to ever look into that. Great. Okay, where does that leave us? I guess that leaves us talking to Doom Spiral, doesn't it? I think it do. I do believe it do. So, sorry, I'm just wandering around to see if there's anybody else I can talk to at night. Leo, how are you doing?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back.
No.
No trouble at all.
Okay. Oh, wait, Everard. I was supposed to talk to Everard, wasn't I? Now that Joyce has basically caved to their request. Well, not caved to their request exactly. They're not making every worker a member of the board, but they are basically... She's attempting to make it so that... Yeah, you know what she's trying to do. She's trying to... She's attempting to convince the Wild Pines to back out of Martinez entirely. I don't know what he'll think of that particular idea. But in any case, let me suit up for something a little more, standard here. There we go. That's fine. Empathy shoes. Go. All right. Let's get in there, see what he has to say. Wait a second. Pants are what now? Pants are savoir-faire and physical instrument. What are the jeans that I stole from the one guy who's dying? Composure. I'm not going to need savoir-faire and physical instrument here, right? Savoir-faire was good for the chair check. But I'm really overthinking things, huh? But I just like pants. I don't know. I like jeans. Jeans are great. All right. Hello, Everard. Let's see how he takes this particular bit of news.
So, the ship has sailed. Did you see it? I know you did.
I was right there.
Tell me, what did it look like as it grew smaller and smaller when that mainsail dropped behind the horizon?
He got kind of more blue over time, I think is what it said. He leans towards you. Also, I hadn't noticed that he gives me a single finger gun as he leans back in his chair. Does he do that every time? I don't remember that being a thing. Continue.
There's a mean little light in his eyes.
Yeah, I'd imagine there is. That was a challenging one, huh? Neat. Continue.
Did it look like a germ? Did it look like a piece of bacteria?
You're being a little petty, aren't you?
His tone is totally different now. The jolly man of the people is gone, and so is the smile.
Great, great. That's cool. Continue.
You get a sinking feeling.
Yes, it sort of did look like that. A bacteria growing smaller and smaller. No, it looked like a boat sailing away from the coast. No need to be overly dramatic. I don't understand. What do you mean? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I do indeed get a sinking feeling about this. He's going to proceed with the plan, eh? He doesn't care what she's trying to do. No matter what it is that she left to do. I mean, that's not surprising. It would be a bit of an anticlimax if here in the 11th hour Everett was just like, oh, all right then, we'll just take over the dock and we're good with it. But of course it's not going to go that way. Playing dumb, sucking up to him, being defiant purposelessly. That one.
You wanted us to relay all this information to her.
The lieutenant cuts in.
That this is a takeover? That I want a war? God, I hope you also told her about the drug trade. They absolutely hate getting their hands dirty with that.
He nods forcefully. I did not, but yeah, fair, continue.
You can kill 1 million people, but if you do something the police doesn't like, well, then you're out of the yacht club. Goodbye, you inhuman fuck.
A vein on his forehead is pulsating. Man, he hates her. Now I know why you've been so forthcoming. So this was your plan all along, for me to relay this information to her. How do you know she left? You used me. Proceed. That's wild how you got me to do all that stuff. Proceed. Thanks for letting me play a part, Everett. Proceed. All right, let's start at the top. Now I know why you've been so forthcoming.
No, Harry. What we have is real. We're working men. This here is real.
He taps his chest, then points to you. So this was your plan all along, for me to relay this information to her. I mean, clearly.
Harry, I can't see into the future. We are all playing by ear on this planet. I had no idea she'd react so strongly.
He exhales slowly. But you did want me to relay info to her.
I did. I knew the negotiations would go better with police officers telling her horror stories from inside the harbor. It's scarier this way. Turns out it was a magnificent strategy. I never thought it'd so fundamentally fuck her up.
She's just trying to avoid bloodshed as far as I can see, Everett. She's acquiescing to your claims no matter what sort of a precedent that sets, provided we can maintain the peace here, was the condition she set. I understand you don't like her or her approach to things, and I get that. Like, that's entirely understandable, but is there any point in asking how do you know she left? I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Harry, I bugged her cabin. I bugged her whole boat. I had cameras surveying her boat. Hell, I even wanted to bug that thermal cap, but my boys advised against it.
So you heard everything, then. Continue.
They must have done it while Joyce was busy questioning the locals.
I guess so. So you've been listening to our conversations all the time.
Not me personally. I had guys recording and processing this information for me.
He stretches his arms like a discus thrower. I guess I would know about that. The Hardy Boys.
Hell no. They'd fuck it up. They can't do anything right. I mean my real boys. My special task force boys.
He exclaims. Great, I wonder who he's talking about. This is worrisome. Continue.
Where are these boys?
Continue.
They sure as hell aren't hanging out in the open with beers in their hands for the cops to question. They're pros, Mr. Kitsuragi.
He bursts out laughing. All right, so how do we want to respond to this particular turn of events? Obviously he used me. That's not even, like, why would I just be noticing that now? That's wild how you got me to do all that stuff. It's like half admiration, half resentment. So we have resentment, half and half, and admiration. Okay. Middle ground is often boring, I know. But I don't know if I want to go full resentment on this guy. Like, from my earlier conversations with him, I know that he thinks, at his core, he seems to believe that what he's doing is right. Like, this will benefit the people he's meant to represent. He genuinely thinks that. But I don't know if I like his approach to things. It just feels icky, you know? So I'm going middle ground. That's wild how you got me to do all that stuff.
Harry, you made a conscious decision to relay that information to her. You could have kept it for yourself.
You used my intellectual curiosity against me, but she told me a beautiful story about the discovery of Insulindi. Insulindi. But she said she's insane like me, so what's going to happen now? Do I get to say all these things? Given there's a conclude option, probably I do. You did use my intellectual curiosity against me. That's how the game works. It's like half of the stuff that you do is because you get curious what'll happen if you do it. Like, that's at the core of point-and-click adventure games. And the designers of the games are using your intellectual curiosity against you frequently. It's just really interesting when they do, and so it's worth it. Anyway, I'm going to say it.
Against you? Oh, Harry, I'd like to think I used it for you.
He's taken aback, or at least he's acting like it.
It was interesting. No arguing against that.
This is true, conceptualization. But she told me a beautiful story about the discovery of Insulindi. I can't remember how she pronounces it. It's fine, that one.
Of course she did. Rich people have the best stories about all the interesting things they've done and seen, all the beautiful places they've been to. It's just sentimentalism. She can afford to be sentimental, and she can afford to lose as well.
Which is admittedly what she has accepted here. That is a fair point. Continue.
It saddens him that she can. Sours it, but only a tiny bit.
Right. He was calculating that she would decide to cut her losses because she can afford to have those losses. And it worked out. But it hurts him that he's sad that he didn't hurt her more, basically. Okay. But she said she's insane like me, sure.
She's not insane. What did she tell you?
His expression betrays extreme skepticism. She told me she's overradiated from Pale Transit. She has this sentimentality and longing about her. I mean, she did tell me she's overradiated from Pale Transit. It's true.
No, she's not. She's a sentimental alcoholic. They all are. Never take a drop and you'll be 8 laps ahead of those upper-class winos. Just like old Mr. Clare here. Try it. You'll be a real super detective.
He scoffs. I have been dry and sober ever since I woke up at the beginning of this game. So like a week. I've actually walked the path of sobriety for a while yet now. Oh, fuck off. I don't drink more than everyone else. That's actually good advice. I might. I'm guessing I wouldn't have the option to say this if I didn't have that thought in my thought cabinet. Or if I hadn't been sober for this period of time. Anyway, I'm going to go say it.
I can see that, Harry. Alcohol has left its marks, but you're doing better than when I first saw you. Rich man is shitting himself. The working class sober.
He studies your face. So it actually is visually evident, or at least you're, convincingly bullshitting me, which is usually what Everard Clare does. So what's going to happen now?
What was always going to happen? We take the harbour and she fucks off to Ozon, uncorks a bottle of wine, calls her partners, and says they need to distance themselves from this nasty business before the big shit spinner splashes everyone.
Uh-huh, continue.
Only difference is the Union doesn't have to lose 2,000 men to machine gun fire.
Right, so this is what you were counting on the entire time. It wasn't a bluff. He was probably willing to go through with it, but this is the outcome he was hoping for. You could have just told me. I would have been on board. Damn, Everard, I was hoping I'd somehow to get to fuck you over in the end, not the other way around, but I swore fealty to her. She was my beautiful lady. I have a bad taste in my mouth. You better make sure this ends up saving lives. Look, I just want to do police work. This one, I think. I do have a bad taste in my mouth. Because I was manipulated. Like, I knew dealing with Everard, based on his entire demeanor, that I was being manipulated. So this isn't a surprise. But the really important thing is here, you better make sure this ends up saving lives. That's the important thing. Do your calculated little game, sure, but don't get people killed on account of it, all right? Any more than... I was about to say any more than you absolutely have to, but that's a dangerous thing to say about... To say around Everard, I would think. This one.
That it will, Harry. That it will. As to the bad taste, please, you're not a sommelier. You're a cop.
A sincere smile crosses his face. Does it now? Continue.
You knew something. Something big. And you wanted to see what happens when you tell someone. So you told her. Anyone who's ever been close to power will tell you, inside information is the sweetest thing in the world.
I suppose you're not wrong in that. Continue.
It's better than money. It's better than pussy. Money only makes you special for some salesmen. Pussy only makes you special for yourself. Information makes you special for all mankind. It's the ticket to history.
Right, but do you have to be just... Do you have to be like this about it? You're not wrong is the thing, but it just feels gross is all I'm saying. It feels gross to be... So my options here are, or possibly, My thoughts exactly. No. It does make sense when you word it like that. Ambivalence, agreement, disagreement, coming around to his way of thinking. I'm just gonna go,
Right on, Harry. What you did was participate in history. When history calls, you have to pick up. You had no choice. None of us ever do. A hard disco cop like you, I knew you weren't one to resist temptation.
Not one to resist temptation, but you were just saying that I should get off alcohol, and I've been off for a week, and you were like, yeah, I guess you're right. But that is temptation. Just, you don't want me to resist specific temptations that you don't want me to resist. That's... Continue.
You know what, detective? I am going to leave this out of my report, and I suggest you leave it out of yours, too.
Do I have to write a report as well? Continue?
Just look at the three of us. The three careless boyaderos. Good times. Good times.
He chuckles. So I have three options. Okay, so what now? Or, so what the fuck now? Spread your arms. Hooray for needless belligerence. I'm going with it.
Now we let bygones be bygones because there's work to do. For me and for you. I suppose there was a reason you came here, so let's have it. What can I help my best friend and comrade with today?
Ugh. Do I have anything else I need to talk to Everard about? If we were questioning about the harbor, talk about the hanging, details of the murder. I'm pretty sure I don't have anything else to say here, but let's go ahead and make sure there's nothing highlighted.
I'm always happy.
No.
Very nice. Most certain. By all
No.
means. Oh, of course. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike.
Right.
So much to talk. Harry, sadly, the
This is all
moment
the
has...
same, this is all the
There's
same.
probably more to that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, okay.
By all means, Harry.
Okay, there's nothing. There's nothing. I'm done here. There's nothing. Great, cool, good. Everything's going exactly as Everard would have it. And that's fantastic right up until the point that the mercenaries attack anyway. Okay, well. I can't fast travel out of the dock, so allow me to do some walking. Give me a second. I'm gonna stop by the pawn shop real quick. I want to check something real quick, alright? Just real quick, like. Hi.
Hello. Let me know if I... Sure. Let me have a look.
Let's see here. Check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Perfectly adequate transceiver. Pawn for 0? It's actually valueless. It wasn't just a deception of the way it's displayed. Huh. Okay. Well, never mind then. Fine. I'm still not interested in selling the... Wait a second. Maybe I should at least ask him? I wonder if he... Okay, so... Slight bit of meta-knowledge coming into play here. I know that there is an achievement in this game for wearing the full suit of armor that came off the murder victim. Now, obviously, I can't get the pants, because I didn't do the necessary deception in order to obtain the pants in the first place. But that means the helmet's obtainable, despite the fact that Kuno claims he's kicked it into the ocean. Is there any possibility that Roy's got it and he might mention that if I ask him about the armor? Let's see what he says.
Alright. Let's see it.
Okay, we'll just have a look at this here awesome cuirass.
Oh, no. I don't need bloodthirsty mercenaries knocking on my door looking for their missing toys.
He steps back away from the glass. Continue.
Besides, This gear costs a fortune. There's no one in Martinez with that kind of money.
Fair enough. Okay, so he definitely doesn't have the helmet. All right, I don't have anything to sell at the moment then.
Another time, perhaps.
I got other business to take care of. I think we're done here. All right. Crossing town then. Trying desperately to think if there are any more checks hidden anywhere that I have forgotten. I don't think there are. I think the only ones that are really left are Lillian and Annette and the barbell. And the barbell. Right, the barbell. Do I want to take one more shot at the barbell just because the day's almost closed and I'm going to get my health back at the end of that anyway? Sure. Why not? Give me a second to go lift the barbell, by which I mean not lift the barbell and hurt myself again. What's this? Maybe a sea monster did this to the plaza. That is quite a thought. Maybe a sea monster did do this to the plazas, Harry. Maybe you're right. Sure. Let's go with that. It was probably a sea monster. A sea monster shaped like a big ship. With, you know, shells coming out of it. What? What's this? Is this Emma's atelier? Oh, like the one that I pushed the button for. That's why I'm having that thought now. Could be, yeah, maybe. Do I have any other thoughts if I'm wandering around here now that I pushed all the buttons? Probably not. Probably not. Huh? Looks like the remains of the 24-hour window repair shop. Yeah, maybe. Weird that they set up all next to each other and not, like, occupying the same space once the previous one had vacated. But maybe they were all operating at the same time, just all crammed into this tiny little building. I don't know. In any case, let me get some physical instrument clothing on for one last stupid attempt. Wait, that's right. I don't have that much physical instrument clothing, do I? Where's Kuno's pants? There they are. And wasn't there something else? Was there not something else? Give me a second. What if I go as much fallen gear as possible? That might not entirely be necessary, but maybe there's like a fallen outfit benefit to be had here, you know? I've got a lot of fallen gear at this point. Nearly a full outfit of it. There, see? Now I'm athletic and such. Maybe this'll help somehow? Probably not, but let's see here. I forgot to check real quick. Physical instrument. Bonus from thoughts -1. Right, because I'm sober. One last attempt then.
The barbell waits patiently
Wow.
on the floor, like a dog for its master.
58% chance. High performance weightlifting gloves. The gloves actually made a difference. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, well, we got a 50-50 chance. I'm probably just going to hurt myself, but I might not. Let's do it. I did it! And now time is
Conjuring
frozen.
An inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game.
Is it? Oh yeah! I'm a true champion! Say nothing, revel in the feeling. I'm going with oh yeah! I'm doing it. Yeah! I healed morale. I didn't even need it! Take that, you stupid barbell!
A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head as you drop the barbell to the floor. For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to.
That must be a nice feeling, particularly after what I've been through, you know, in the past week, or in the past several decades, potentially. Continue.
Hey, but you're still in the ghost house. What if someone heard this? What if they know you're here?
Oh no, not that. Continue.
Good technique.
The lieutenant nods with approval. Neat. I finally did it. It was meaningless, and that's fine. Leave. Hooray! I did it. Okay, other side of town then. Here I go. Wait, can I actually? I can't, of course. The store on the other side is closed for the night. Come back tomorrow? All right, wander back through the building then. I should change clothing. Do. This. And some composure jeans, because they make me feel good about myself. And empathy shoes. And giant armored gloves. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. What's this? I have no idea what the update is. Doesn't matter. Let's get to the other side of town. Alright, Doom Spiral. I know you got one more story in there. Let's friggin' hear it. Well, Kim's still here to enjoy. Because I know it's his favorite thing, you know.
The legend returns.
No, not you.
You know the dance. Smokable smokes. Pissable pilsner. Drink
Wait.
it, then convert it to piss. And there's spirits and speed too.
I didn't actually mean to talk to you again, and I forgot. I forgot. It's fine. I'm off. I could have gotten the beer for half price, but whatever, it's fine. I got it.
Tequila Sunset.
He nods in appreciation. I have a new option to talk to him about Ruby. Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around here lately? Let's start there.
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
Well, far be it from you to be useful. Continue.
He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
Well, he doesn't exactly pay attention, so that's not surprising. I want to hear the story of your name again. I'd like to listen to the tale of the headless found rider again. Found another batch of alcohol. Can you tell me the third story now?
Of course. Drink first, story later.
Uh-huh. A potent Pilsner. Here you go.
Not much, but it will do.
He grabs the bottle from your hand and uncorks it immediately. Continue.
This last one is the most Martinet story I've ever heard.
He takes an almost comically long swig. Thus fortified, he continues. That was the comically long swig. I talked over it. Very, very well. Good job.
I've never heard it mentioned outside of here. At first, I thought it was a joke, to be honest. But I've been on the coast 9 months now, and in that time I've seen at least 3 expeditions come through, searching for something.
You've been staying at this camp for 9 months? I'm amazed that you're still kicking, basically. Continue.
A shovel hits the sand somewhere behind the reeds, near an abandoned construction yard. The young men look over their shoulders suspiciously. The sound of their digging seems loud in the sudden silence.
Interesting. I wonder what they're doing. If I can't wander off now, I'm in the middle of a story. Searching for something. Cryptids? A place to call home? Your lost keys? Okay, what kind of expeditions? 3 expeditions come through searching for something. Do we just want to hear what he has to say, or do we want to be snide about it? It's presumably not any of these things. But how about your lost keys?
Hey! Fuck you, Tequila.
He says, his voice level. Fine then, cryptids?
Magic animals? No, man, this is serious stuff.
Okay, well then is it a place to call home?
No, Tequila. Most people already know where they live. It's guys like you and me that are the exceptions.
You can always find a new place. You don't know. What kind of expeditions?
All kinds. I've seen archaeologists, gangsters, even a bunch of ad agency types. I'm telling you, Tequila, this thing's got a pull on certain kinds of people.
Wait, what do you mean certain kinds of people? What exactly are we talking about here? Start with the weight option.
You know, obsessive types. People with predilections.
Predilections. What exactly are we talking about here?
Some of those expeditions come back after a week or so, looking haggard and dejected. Others don't return at all.
Okay, continue.
The first time I saw one of these expeditions, I thought they were fucking with me. There was no way it could be true. It was just too high concept, even for me.
Okay, continue.
I'm not even sure I should be telling you this story, to be perfectly honest. You're in a fragile state, and it might be too much for you to handle.
Oh, I'm fine. Come on, I can handle it.
Okay, fine, I'll tell you. But I'm warning you, it's pretty out there. Our story begins at a legendary design studio, right here in Martinez.
Is this going to be Whirl? Is this by any chance going to be Whirl? Anyway, his eyes narrow with mystery, which is a sentence. Continue.
There was this designer. His exact name is lost to history, but in life, he was a legend. Made it big in Aranya, where he did some real pioneering work on grotesque and sans serif typography, a fucking genius, man.
That's a niche bit of knowledge you got there. Grotesque and sans serif typography. What a pioneer.
That is, if he even existed. Who knows? It's an urban legend, after all.
He takes a swig, wipes his mouth, and continues.
Anyway, sometime later he started his own personal studio here in Martinez. And that's when he started working on some really wild stuff. I'm talking some glass-smooth, forward-looking design language, the kind of thing that would totally overthrow the old regime, design-wise.
I feel like you saved the story that is closest to your heart here for last, but it's also the kind of thing that basically you and almost nobody else is going to care about. Huh. Glass-smooth, forward-looking design language. It was the language, not even the design, but the language. Huh. Continue.
A paradigm-shattering revolutionary?
Apparently conceptualization's into it. Continue.
But then something turned. You see, it's widely known that nose candy and pioneer graphic design work go hand in hand.
Nose candy, so cocaine, I assume. Wait, nose candy? So what happened to him? Go ahead and spell it out for me. I'm apparently stupid.
You know tequila, nose candy, the white railroad, party powder.
He taps the side of his nose twice. Continue.
The kids on the streets also call it Snow Day.
Snow day. Fair. Continue.
Or Emelan gold. For the plateau on which most of the world's supply is grown and harvested, typically by slave labor.
As we demonstrated when we played that board game a couple dozen episodes ago. Maybe it wasn't that long ago. Either way, got it. Yes, continue.
Sinus Salt, the White Knight.
You have all sorts of nicknames for this, huh?
Can't see, for its popularity among the aristocratic class of the prior century.
See, I wouldn't have gotten any of this if I had skipped the wait option. Continue.
Along with a number of more banal street names. Blow, of course, but also Flake, Powder, Pearl. Really, anything that's white will work.
That does seem to be how it goes. Continue.
He's talking about cocaine, baby.
I figured, yes. Thank you, electrochemistry. Are you referring to cocaine?
Shit, yeah, tequila. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
He gives you a comradely bump on the shoulder as a couple milliliters of booze slosh out of his bottle. I'm surprised there's any left. So what happened to him?
You've got to understand, the work this guy was doing was so high concept that regular amounts of cocaine just weren't cutting it. By the end, they were bringing it in by the lorry load.
Continue.
Now, as you might imagine, snorting that much cocaine can't be healthy for a regular human, right?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it would kill you, but do continue.
Right.
Right.
Wrong. Do it all the time.
All the time?
All day, baby.
Uh-huh.
Hey, tequila, pay attention. The story goes that one day he was balls deep in work on what he thought would be his pièce de résistance, an advert so minimal it contained neither text nor images, just pure white.
I feel like it's possible to take this concept too far, you know, but okay, sure. Continue.
Apparently the idea was too high concept even for this genius. He dropped dead right at his desk before he could finish. His last words are recorded to have been, "It's as white as a blizzard of cocaine."
What a loss for the world of design. What a stupid fucking idea. Say nothing. I mean, clearly Idiot Doom Spiral idolizes this guy, so he's not going to take it kindly if I say what a stupid fucking idea, but let's be honest. That is an entirely terrible idea.
But the story doesn't end there. Supposedly, when they performed the autopsy, the coroner discovered nearly a quarter kilo of coke jammed into his nasal cavity.
How? Continue.
That's almost certainly anatomically impossible.
I figured, I mean, I don't know anything about what a quarter kilo of coke looks like, but I assume that's... No, continue.
Wrong again, nerd. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Sure, man. Sure, continue.
That's right. 250 grams of blow had accumulated in there over the years.
What?
We're talking high-grade Saramaritian pure. Not that cut-rate shit your grandma does.
You don't know nothing about my grandma. But it was being incorporated into his body? What are you talking about? Continue.
There are those who believe the designer was buried with this quarter key of nose candy still lodged in his sinuses. That's what those expeditions are looking for.
This is the dumbest story I've ever heard. Continue.
Cocaine skull.
Oh, that's what the cocaine skull is. The cocaine skull. A skull filled with cocaine? I did mention it earlier, so clearly I know about it. Sure, the cocaine skull.
The cocaine skull.
Wow. And why do people think the skull is here in Martinez? I can't pronounce the name of our city anymore.
Here's the kicker. This designer, this lead designer of a world-famous design studio, was born in Martinez. A local boy, Martin Martinez.
Was that actually his name, or is that just like an idiom? Continue.
That's why he brought his studio here, back to where it all began. And that's why they buried him here, too. Perhaps right under Ab's pipe there.
He points to the pipe. Continue.
Or probably further down the coast, or in some yard in Martinez proper. A hidden mausoleum. No one knows exactly.
Sure. Continue.
No, my grandma always told me his grave lay somewhere on the islets on the bay.
Okay. Continue.
This is ludicrous and physically impossible. Sinuses can contain that amount of anything.
The lieutenant turns to you. Yes, I mean, agreed, confirmed. Continue.
Now, detective. Always the skeptic.
I mean, there are practical, physical boundaries to be considered here. Continue.
My only question is, where does one get a shovel?
What do these expeditions plan to do with it? Rosemary, you said something about islets? What have you learned from the other expeditions? What are they planning to do with it?
The archaeologists say they want to put it in a museum. The gangsters say they want to sell it on the black market. And the ad agency guys say they're seeking inspiration.
So they're just going to scrape it out of his skull and just do it right there. Great, continue.
Bullshit. They just want to snort it. But you could beat them to it, Harry. You could snort the magic skull cocaine instead.
Yeah, I'm sure I could. Electrochemistry. Continue.
I'm pretty sure they all just want to snort it, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody would think that. Also, I'm not sure that you're not making up all these people. Continue.
And why wouldn't they, eh? Sounds like right strong stuff.
Rosemary, you said something about the islets. I can't remember how you pronounced it.
Don't listen to him or his grandma. He's just making things up.
Continue.
No, my grandma told me. I've heard other people say it too. That it's underwater. Or no, maybe it was the storm sewer.
If it was underwater, wouldn't the cocaine dissolve? I don't know exactly the properties of cocaine here, but I assume if it gets wet, that's bad. He thinks, by the way. Continue.
Or maybe it's in the air. Or in an ancient step pyramid offshore.
That would be something. Continue.
In a pyramid? Now that would be something.
That's what I said. What have you learned from the other expeditions?
They're pretty vague about it in general. The gangsters like to claim they're looking for the grave of a friend, with picks and shovels. The archaeologists act all official about it, saying they're conducting serious research. Honestly, I think they're not really scientists, just rich.
That's possible, I guess. Continue.
The junkies, for some reason, are pretty upfront about it. They just say they're looking to snort some blow out of a dead man's nasal cavity.
I feel like you hadn't mentioned the junkies before, but did you? No, he said gangsters. Yes. What? It doesn't matter. It genuinely doesn't matter. Continue.
Honest men on an honest quest. You should join them.
Excellent advice as always, electrochemistry. Do continue.
By now, I'd say I know about as much about it as anyone on the coast.
Okay, so we got 2 things left. Okay, I'm convinced. Let's go find it. Undertake it. Surprisingly, I'm not interested in looking for the skull. Now, here's an interesting thing about this. Normally, with this sort of thing, the I'm not interested option says something about backing out of the task or something along those lines, right? This time it doesn't. opt out, something like that, in parentheses. There's nothing like that, which suggests that even if I say I'm not interested in looking for the skull, that I will undertake the task to look for the skull. I may be metagaming too much. That's certainly a thing I do, but is it possibly going to go anywhere? There's a lot of bizarre mythological style stuff going on in this game, for sure. But, like, what are the odds we're gonna... Well, who knows? It's a task they put in the game, so there's going to be some sort of resolution to it. But then again, the main impetus for going and getting this thing is to take cocaine out of a man's skull and put it in your skull. And that's not the way I've been playing the game, so... What happens if I say I'm not interested? Let's just see what happens if I say I'm not interested. It may deny the task. It's fine if it does. If it doesn't, whatever.
Good thing, because I don't think you can find it right now anyway.
Okay, continue.
What?
Why?
For one, the way is blocked by that big lorry that says Delta Logistics Company on the side. You definitely have to search the area behind that lorry too, yet it is impassable.
What big lorry are we talking about? Delta Logistics Company. Continue?
And second, outfitting an expedition like that is expensive. It'd have to be a big production to do the cocaine skull justice. You need new gear, people who know what they're doing, all kinds of provisions.
Some kind of local guide, surely. Continue.
It's just not feasible within the economic and temporal frame of our current setup. Matter of fact, unless a bunch of money just falls out of the sky, we might never know what's up with that skull.
Couldn't you just stumble across it? It seems like it might be possible, but who knows? Continue.
I have to agree. We barely have what we need to solve the case we've got now. We can't afford to run around chasing after quasi-mythical pieces of drug paraphernalia.
Well, you put it like that. Aside from which, Kim, I specifically said I wasn't interested. Are you even listening? Continue.
Besides, it would look extremely bad for the RCM to be caught up in something that has the word cocaine writ large on it. The PR is tricky on this.
Damn, that's too bad. Who cares? It was an idiotic idea anyway. That one.
What are you talking about? Don't give up. Maybe there's another way. Maybe up around the coast.
Right, sure, electrochemistry. Right, continue.
Your loss could have been an amazing, ridiculous adventure.
He shrugs. Continue.
That's all right. We've got plenty of adventures for one case.
I suppose we do at that. Interestingly, I have given up. I wonder if there was any option to not give up. I was getting carried away with being contrarian. Are there any more stories you can tell?
Not that I can think of, currently.
I guess that makes sense. You have been drinking a lot.
That might be the case, yes.
It's true. Okay, be seeing you then. Great. Wonderful. Okay. Don't call Abigail. Right, I'd almost forgotten about Don't Call Abigail. I mean, they called him Ab just earlier, or Abs or whatever it was. But, okay. All right. I had intended to wrap this all up in this one single episode, but the fact of the matter is we've already been going more than an hour, and I don't know how much footage I have to cut out, but I know I have to cut out at least some of it. So here's the plan, right? Here's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss Kim, but then next time, I might try and pursue asking Lillian on that date, which does mean I might get rid of Wumpty Dumpty Dom. It has served me well, but if I'm going to try this, there's really no point in keeping it around. Plus, I've already got all this money. I've got a decent amount of experience, maybe, I think, I hope. It seems the thing to do. In any case, I'm going to walk in here. I'm committing to the fact that we're not pursuing the case any further tonight.
It's getting cold, this late in the night. Time to call it a day.
Am I forgetting anything? Am I forgetting anything? I have to go check out that sign. I'm not going to do that at 10 at night. I mean, maybe it wouldn't hurt if I did, but I'm not going to. Because there's other stuff I still want to do. So I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Okay. Good night, Kim.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
He vanishes when he says that. I didn't actually notice that before, I don't think. Enter the shack. Unless he doesn't normally vanish and it just sort of was a fluke this time. In any case, we're going to leave off right here. So thank you very much for watching. Next time, I guess we're going to try our hand at a couple of suggestion checks despite avoiding that stat the entire game. It's probably going to go very poorly. It's probably going to go exceedingly poorly. But see, once we get them out of the way, then we can get back to actually finishing the game, right? Right. Sounds good. Cool. Well, see you next time.